The Russia-Ukraine war has entered its third year. What has been India's role in this war? Supplying humanitarian aid to Ukraine, refusing to join Western sanctions against Russia, and impressing upon all sides that this is not an era of war. This largely sums up India's role and position. But this may change if Germany has its way. They're hoping to buy Indian ammunition to arm Ukraine. It's a stunning claim made by a German newspaper. It says Berlin and New Delhi have started secret talks and that Germany wants to buy Indian ammo. Both sides are being discreet about this. We don't know how serious these conversations are and if they'll lead to a deal. But we do know that Europe is desperate. Ukraine is running out of firepower. America's military aid package is stuck and Europe is struggling to fill the gaps.
We have to commit ourselves to do and provide whatever it takes. We should not say for how long as it takes, but whatever it takes.
That was Europe's top diplomat. He traveled to Kiev this month and promised to do, quote-unquote, whatever it takes, even if it means tapping India for supplies. It sounds like a far-fetched idea. India hasn't picked any side in this war in Ukraine. It has close ties with Russia, military and strategic ties, historical ties, and India is keen to protect this relationship. But Germany needs the ammo, and it's apparently willing to go the extra mile to explore every possible avenue. Reports say every 2 weeks, Germany's top officials meet in Berlin. They gather to discuss just one thing: Ukraine's military supplies and which countries can be approached to buy ammunition stocks. This meeting is attended by key decision makers, military officers and diplomats and civil servants. They go through their options and explore the possibilities. So what is their plan for India? Reports say Berlin is willing to use intermediaries to buy the ammo through a middleman so that the Indian government won't have any exposure. At this point, it's mostly speculation, but Russia will be watching all of this carefully because last month, Moscow had raised a concern with New Delhi. It had found Indian shells in Ukraine. That's right. And what kind of shells were these? 155mm artillery shells commonly used in howitzers. How did these shells end up in Ukraine? One report said they were originally bought by Slovenia. They did not share who the shells were for, but once they were delivered, Slovenia just shipped them to Ukraine, apparently without keeping New Delhi in the loop. And this could happen again. So India will weigh its options carefully. Of course, Europe is not the only party scavenging for ammo. Russia too is on the lookout, and it's said to be tapping North Korea. Last year, there was an exchange. North Korea made a special delivery to Russia. It sent 6,700 containers. It's hard to say what was inside them, but South Korea was watching these consignments. They've gathered some intelligence and tried to make an educated guess. The containers could have had 3 million artillery shells, 500,000 rounds of ammo, or a mix of both. And South Korea says this was a barter deal. So what did Pyongyang get in return? They got essential supplies, things like food, raw materials, and manufacturing parts. Since the beginning of this war, Pyongyang has been a reliable supplier for Moscow. Since September last year, North Korea has dispatched more than 10,000 containers to Russia. These containers had just two things: munitions or munitions-related supplies. So both Ukraine and Russia seem to be chasing the same goals. They want more firepower to keep the fight on, even though this could be the best time to discuss a ceasefire.